Now, if you click here, it will go to Kundo service. So here you can see very similar to console. You can go to the files. You can see all the files, those are there. Now going back, there are some other services, those are in preview. App service editor, you can go ahead and edit the editor within that. Some extensions that you can have. The API management, that is another important stuff. So API management is something which allows you to manage all your APIs. It can be behind the firewall or it can be open to public as well. So if you already have one API management tool, so you can go ahead and link it, or if you don't have, you can directly go ahead and create. It's more secure. It's another channel, and based on that channel, it will go to this Azure Functions. API definition, that is another great feature. So if you have Swagger 2.0, so you can directly go ahead and put that, and it will create all the API metadata here. Course, if you have the course, currently I'm using from portal.azure.com, so it's allowed origin at this point. But if you have more, probably you can list it down, or if you want everything for development purpose, you can use the star, like how it shows here. Alert, you can have different kind of alert that you can schedule and send it to someone or a group that they are responsible for the support and making any changes, which is responsible for the team. Metrics, you can see all different kinds of metrics here. These all are related to the live data. It can be delayed for 1 to 2 minutes based on the Microsoft guide, but it will be more data that you can see in the same page. This is advisory. If there is any issue with that, some of the advisory like low, medium, high, so you can check all of these. Can be security or can be anything else, so you can go ahead and monitor and check a look. Logs is there, that is another mechanism. You can go ahead and do the query. Different queries it supports and different tables it creates in the backend, so you can do all of this together in the logs query. Diagnostic center, this is another great feature. So if something is going wrong, maybe it's taking huge time and you need to diagnose some settings, diagnose some application related logics, you can go ahead and do that. Log streaming is another good service. That is something you can see as live. It's a real time completely. So if something is calling that application, so you can see all this data like read, output, or if you're printing something in the context, you can see all this data here. So this is the new version of the log streaming, which is still in the preview. Let's go to the automation. So the automation, this is also in preview, so you can have your automation task here, maybe some maintenance task or something that you would like, so you can have all these tasks here. Export template, this is more of the deployment side of it. So if you like to deploy the same application in multiple subscriptions or multiple resource group, you can export it and you can deploy it, or you want to move something from here to there, so you can also utilize this template as well. This is more of the troubleshoot and the support side of it, so you can add your health alert. It will ping the site, and if anything goes wrong, you can get a notifications and all. And this is more of the support, like creating the ticket if something is not working. So let's go back to the function level. And as we said, right, so there is another way that you can deploy it. Let's go to the Visual Studio Code. So if I come here, so you need to install this extension. It's called Azure extension. Once you install it, you can see all the Azure resources and the workplace. So in the workspace, there is some button. So the first one I can see is Azure Function icon. So if you click here, you can create a function if the project is already exists, or first time you need to create the project, and then you can go to the Azure Function. And then you can deploy it. So say for example, if I'm going to create a project, it will tell where you wanted to create project, and then it will ask some other questions related to type of function, which environment that you want to use, blah blah. So I already created a function here. This is the function here, and if I go to the code base, you can see these are the codes that get generated. The main one is the .ts file, tutorial http, and the good thing is you can debug it, you can run it, and you can also run it as a debug. Let's try. You can utilize that. So this is more of a debugging, and you can see everything here. So if you have any dependencies, so it will install all the dependencies and then it will go to run. So this is my HTTP. So it should create a local host within the service, and then it will serve the purpose of calling that local host service, and it will add the debugger as well. See, there is a debugger that's also attached. This is the one that it's created. Say for if I try to make some call, so I can see here I can put the breakpoint as well, and it will hit the breakpoint. I'm not going in details. Let's close this one. I'll just showcase that there is another option that you can deploy it from here. So you can click here, deploy to function app. It will ask some questions. I'm using my Visual Studio one, and if you click here, there's the name of the function it can put, and it will tell whether you want to deploy it or not. So if I click here, it will start deploying. So currently it's deploying, and you can see everything related to the deployment here as an output as well. So it's running the build, and there is nothing, no dependencies there, so it won't install any specific packages related to these applications. It will be completely default one. So it's deploying, and once it is deployed, all the steps of the deployment process, you can see it in the output window. So we'll wait a little bit and see how it's deploying. It's deployed now. We can go to the view output to check all the steps that it got deployed. Thank you. Thanks for watching.